That's great.
Bro,
Hello. There we go. Now sounds coming
bro,
through. Okay.
101 episodes. And we're still
101.
fucking it up, man.
No, well, we didn't fuck this one up. Scruffy's work back
Oh,
fuck.
goodness.
fucked this one up. But what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? And welcome to episode number 101. It is myself and Enigma holding down the fort tonight. It is Bill is out doing wedding things, I think, right? Not his wedding. Not his wedding.
Not his wedding.
Not his wedding.
Yeah.
You
But-
guys would know about his wedding.
Other wedding things as far as I know. He's just at a wedding, and then he had his move going on. So
Yeah.
you know, we can't
So-
blame the dude for that.
Nope. And then we have a injured PP. But he's always here. Enigma's always here. His
That's
injured.
true. Yeah.
But no, we have another PP that is also injured. Scruffy is having some back issues. So it is just me and Enigma. And it's also weird because it's on a Friday. So we were supposed to be live yesterday.
It is a weird one. Usually
This
we don't
is-
do Fridays because I have shit to do on Fridays.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you guys are not important enough for my Fridays, but
Oh, yeah. There you go.
tonight you are.
No, we unfortunately yesterday I had some car issues that I had to get taken care of, and I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to get back. So yesterday you can blame me for that one, chat. But either way, we are here and we are going to make sure you get an amazing show. We've got some stuff to talk about. So many things happened over the last couple days, and actually I'm really happy that we are able to have this show technically actually today because some news dropped today that I think is fucking amazing. And you know, we are going to make sure that we bring the heat for everybody. I'm in fact to start the heat off, I'm gonna crack a beer because this one's gonna be a great show. It's me.
I already got one. Yeah,
Me and Enigma get to do whatever the fuck we want. We're unsupervised.
that's true.
So-
Unsupervised, unfiltered, baby.
Cheers to everybody. So
Raw pee up in your faces.
all right. So news, lots of it. Not so much on the streaming side, but lots of other news.
But
that
kind of a quiet weekend, yeah. Or
Yeah.
a quiet week.
Yeah, for the platforms, not too much, which honestly, you know, I don't think that that's too much of a shocker. You know, we have TwitchCon happening, so, you know, not a lot of stuff there. I was expecting something from YouTube, but VidCon did just happen, so they kind of dropped all of their things, you know, at VidCon, so it's kind of understandable why that's a little bit on the more quieter side. But we did get some news from Twitch, and this comes in the form of everyone's favorite topic, embeds. And so they're cracking down, and I'm actually
Finally.
I know that Bill would be ecstatic about this one. But you know, again, coming from Zach, Boosy Bussy.
We actually found out what his name. It's Bussy.
Bussy.
Bussy. Yeah,
Bussy
Bussy.
is
His
his
name
name.
is Zach Bussy, like
There
a
we go.
bus.
There we go. Zach.
He
Bussy.
busses all the latest in content creation, news, and all that shit right to our podcast. So you
I
know,
can tell
thank you, Zach Bussy.
I can tell you, I honest to God, like I really do. Like he is a really amazing source.
Yeah,
Um,
no, 100%. He's I think he's been, at least for a lot of the news and articles that we've had for like Twitch and YouTube. He's been one of the biggest like proponents and providers for like up to date, as well as like I don't want to say like, what's the word I'm looking for, like verified, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so I would love to. And Zach, you know, what do you say, Bussy? That's his name, Zach
Bussy,
Bussy.
yeah, Bussy.
Zach Bussy. I would actually, you know, like to extend to you an invite to come on to the show, because you do. I mean, again, I go to his site, I go to his blog, I use his Twitter account quite a bit, and not only just for finding news around what's going on with Twitch and the streaming platforms, but he also has a great platform or place to find like jobs in the industry, things like that. So really recommend like going and checking out his page, subscribe to his blog or website. It really is a really useful tool. But again, if you ever
Very.
want to be on the show, hey man, we'd love to be able to have you and talk to you, and get your thoughts on some of the topics we talk about. But he kind of has been following this for a while, and this really comes off of King Gathalion. If you're unfamiliar with Gathalion, he was a Twitch streamer, left Twitch, went to YouTube, or no, Facebook actually.
Yeah.
Actually, he went to Mixer, and
Mixer, and then Facebook.
then
wasn't it?
Facebook,
After
yeah.
Mixer took a crash.
Yep, and went to Facebook, and then came back to Twitch. So he has my heart. He's been all over the place just like I have. But he has kind of always been this beacon of kind of wanting the best for content creators without being like in the forefront and face of it all. He's really has been kind of a proponent of trying to build a better platform. He worked very closely with Mixer. He tried to work with Facebook. And so it's no shocker that he came over to Twitch, or came back to Twitch, and kind of was cracking down on, or wanting a crackdown. So he kind of took a stand and said, hey, like, something needs to be done. This is bullshit. And him and Co Carnage, another longtime Twitch streamer, have been kind of making it pretty public that they want Twitch to do something. And I have to say, under the new regime of Dan Clancy, I am actually pretty impressed. Like I have to say, I think Twitch has got a really good CEO underneath.
I mean,
there.
we've talked about it in the past for like the past I want to say like probably the past like 4 or 5 episodes. I want to say where we've just been, Twitch has been making like huge steps in the content creation business, but like and any step that Twitch takes that's a good step recently is a good fucking thing for me, because they haven't been getting all that many wins, Yeah,
any step forward, no matter how small and incremental it may be, is a step forward. So, I mean, so they've been in talks, and essentially there was an email that kind of came out, and in this, Gathalion is kind of explaining it, but essentially what he's saying is, he's like, look, like, send me a list of the biggest offenders. I want a list of who the biggest offenders, and this was directed toward Gathalion and to Co, to put a list of the biggest offenders out there. And he, in the email, literally says, like, I am with the data team right now. If you can get this over to me, we'll figure out, we'll try to do whatever we can to kind of curve this and stop it. And actually, there was it was very small. I don't know, they were maybe testing something in the back end or whatever else, but you saw the numbers tank. So you saw like, they call, and so I'm going to call them out because they call them out here. Fextra Life, these guys, like we
all know who's doing it.
Right.
Like, let's be real here. It's not a secret.
Right. But they called them out specifically, and you saw a massive dip in their numbers. So, but then it went right back. So it's not fixed, but they are in fact working on it. I think that's amazing. I mean, a lot of people in the thread are kind of like, I don't understand why this is a big deal. They're not breaking TOS. Like, it's Twitch's fault, kind of thing. And I don't, like, I'm sorry, but like, I think that's a bullshit, like, cop out.
Yeah.
Like,
that makes no sense to me. Like how is it Twitch's fault that you're? I mean, I guess if it is kind of Twitch's fault for not being able to like recognize those, but I think they are able to recognize it. They just don't have anything. Like what are you gonna do? Like there's no way that you can possibly fight that many fucking concurrent viewers other than just completely fucking shutting off outside content, outside redirect into the website, and that's just murdering your website's analytics at that point.
Right. Now, one thing I will say, and I'll actually show this live, I do want to point out, and again, this is more particular to let me close this, but to like me and the industry, and because this is also what this targets. This targets view botting affects a lot of things. So it not only affects numbers that you are getting, and where your placement is in the category and all that kind of stuff, and directory, but it affects also to your sponsorships, right? For me, I work in this industry, I
CCV
go off,
and all that shit.
Yeah, I go off CCV, I go all of that kind of stuff. So what it does is it tells me Like, if I if I see someone like Fetch Your Life at 11,000, subscribers, or CCV, I have to go off that because that's what we would assume. But, if you've been in the industry long enough, you can kind of see little ways around it. But here's the thing. Now, Stream Charts has created this add-on to Google Chrome, which is amazing because it adds these little things here. So I don't know if you guys can see them, and hopefully you can. But essentially what it is it's an add-on that tells you the authorized viewers of all viewers watching the stream. So the ratio of actual viewers to non-viewers. Now this number can obviously be skewed a little bit, but what it does is it says, okay, how many of these viewers are coming? And keep in mind that if you are being rated and those people are stay in the channel that they are in, and they don't come over to your channel, but they are staying in that rated channel, it will not count. That counts as a not a full viewer, right? So on here, it will like your CCV here will go up, but this will go down because it's not a true, authentic, authorized viewer. Because they're not actually in your channel, they're watching it through someone else's channel, and that's what this does. So it's actually a really cool tool. So there are things like the day of embeds is going south very fast, and it rightfully should.
Yeah, it's needed to for a while. Honestly,
So-
it's been a plague for I would say years at this point, like 10, 15 years, because like it's been that way since even fucking it was even fucking really bad with Justin TV, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and the sad thing about it is like there's a thing out there where with Twitch, if you have it embedded somewhere else, it's supposed to remember when it's supposed to like turn purple and say you can't watch.
Yeah, it's got like a purple thing.
Yeah. I don't know where that
a
went.
purple screen.
I don't know.
It's still there, but it's easier to get. It's like that screen is easy to get past with like ad blockers and shit. So it's just like a JavaScript thing that pops up, and JavaScript's easy to circumvent. So
well, that's I don't know why they just don't go back to that. That's kind of ridiculous.
It's always it's still there as far as I know. Like they've never gone away from it. It's just like I said, it's easy to get past.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, again, I don't understand why they just don't build off that, like make it more strict.
Yeah,
you know. So, so yeah, so that is the Twitch news. I don't have anything, and there's no YouTube news, and like I said, it's been kind of a light week. We'll probably have some more stuff for TwitchCon next week. Which, if we do the show next week, I will be remote because I'll actually be at TwitchCon on Thursday. But excited for the news that's going to come out there. But I don't have any, so I haven't played the game, but I do want to admit, because, and Bill's not here, so I'm not going to get yelled at. Well, at least by him. I'm sure I'll get yelled at by Enigma. But well, we talked about New World, right? And the new expansion that came out, and I've been wanting to play it, but I didn't buy it. Well, one of my viewers bought it for me. So I am
Stevens. Why?
I am playing. Well, we'll be playing the new expansion of New World. I'm excited to play it. I mean, I am excited to play it. It is. You guys can be mad at me all you want. So, I don't know if I'll be able to play it next week, but the week after, I will definitely be able to jump in and.
you see me shaking my head?
Yeah, I see you shaking your head. Like you can shake your stupid little robot ass head all you want. I don't care. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I am excited to play that. Other than that, we've been playing a lot of Rainbow. Rainbow Six Siege has taken up a lot of our time, and Baldur's Gate. We've been doing some Baldur's Gate runs. I actually finally got the courage to do a single player playthrough of that, and I'm really excited about it. Actually, we can talk about that. I'm really like, I have to say, yes, I love that game from a multiplayer standpoint, but even from a single player standpoint, that game is so much fun, dude. Like it just is remarkable how much fun that game is by yourself. Like it and I'm playing, so let me here we go. I got the footage up now. I'm playing I need to go into theater mode if I'm not mistaken.
We've noticed it was really good ever since the start. We just wanted to make sure that it like when it released, it had all the content for it. I think that was the major point of what we were waiting for. So
yeah, I mean it's like Baldur's Gate I'm playing a barbarian, so I'm playing a Barbie boy, and I am playing a gnome. But it's just I don't know, man. I think like, do you think this game deserves Game of the Year? Like, do you think it honestly 100%
I think it
deserves Game
does.
of the
Yeah,
Year?
100%. I think that this will be game of the year personally, but for me at least, it will be. I can't think of anything right now that's released this year that I've been as uniquely impressed with as Baldur's Gate 3 personally.
Even Starfield?
Even Starfield. No, no, no. I'm not that much of a Bethesda fan to think that Starfield will ever win. Talking about Co brought up a point, like somebody asked him in his chat as well if like he thought that Starfield was going to be game of the year, and he mimics what my response would be to that. Like, it's a game in this year, so
It's a game in
sure.
this year. That's hilarious.
But yeah, no, 100%. Like, I would argue that maybe Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty could be, but I like even that's just a DLC. I wouldn't say that that would win.
Well, I
Game
mean,
of the Year at
I
all.
think you could. I think there's an argument there, and this is something that we can discuss whenever we have our Game of the Year. But I think that there's an argument to say that Cyberpunk, with what it did in 2.0,
Yeah, I mean
could
that is very true.
could be considered a new game because it really is a completely different game.
But
you know?
on the other hand, we don't consider, like, at least in our podcast, we don't consider like remakes or remasters for Game of the Year. So I'm gonna stick to that at
True.
least with that. But
Yeah.
no, 100%. I do agree with you on that. I think that's like just the 2.0 and the expansion alone has made that game a completely different game from what it was when it released. But I still don't think it holds. And this is coming from a Cyberpunk fucking diehard fanboy. I still don't think it holds a candle to Baldur's Gate 3 at all.
Dude,
Like, not even close.
It's just one of those things where like I'm even watching like the playthrough that I'm sitting here, and like the amount of options, the amount of choices, the amount of different things that you can do and go down, and how you can play this game, even in a single player mode, like it's just wild. I mean, yes, like for instance, when me and Enigma were playing a couple days ago, it was like the like we got killed, so we had to reload the save and completely handled the situation in a way that shouldn't even, like, I don't know, we don't know if it broke like it just is it's like you just play it in a way that's just kind of like, what is happening? Like how like there was a wall that Enigma was able to go through, I wasn't able to go through. Like it's so many cool like little like nooks and crannies where you just literally, I don't want to say that's endless possibilities, but
It's got a lot. Like,
It's-
there's a lot of decision and choice making going on inside of Baldur's Gate 3. So
and I would even say too, to the like, because if you, a lot of people have said like Divinity, you could get the same thing out of that, but I don't agree. Like I think Divinity felt very locked.
No,
to me.
Divinity doesn't hold a candle, and Divinity holds a lot of like specialized like player options, but like it doesn't come anywhere near what Baldur's Gate 3 has.
Yeah,
And I think that's a lot to do with like I think Larian learned a lot from doing Divinities, the first two Divinities, right? I think they learned a lot from those. But B, also, I think that it's just like Dungeons and Dragons, like in order to come anywhere near Dungeons and Dragons, like when it comes down to like the player options and the player choices that you have, like they had to do a lot of work for so like it definitely shows. And like it shows in the fact that like when this game released, all the other AAA studios were like, well, this is a one-off, like you can't expect us to, like, come on now, you can't expect us to have like the same quality.
Such
and it's like,
horseshit. Yes,
yeah,
you
we can 100% we can,
because this is the quality that we used to get. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
This is the quality that we were accustomed to and used to get, and and I don't know where that table turned. I don't know when. I don't know if it was live service
COD.
games or
COD
whatever,
and COD and live service pretty much.
where it became this idea that, well, our games can be broken and busted and shitty, and then it's okay.
Early access as well, like whenever the popularity of early access titles came out, that I remember that being kind of the turning point for like games didn't ever really release completed.
Yeah.
Like there
But
was always something wrong with them, you know?
I also too like I feel that early access though, when I see an early access tag, I am more okay with it on a indie game. I expect glitches and things like that. But when I see a company like early access and it doesn't and it's a large company, I'm like, dude, this is just bullshit. You're just doing a money
Yeah.
grab. Like Alarian
Yeah.
did early access, and their game was fucking borked, right? But I don't know. It was just different with this, with like Baldur's Gate. I did not feel like this game early access. Because I guess we knew we were going to get a full game. Like we knew what we were going to get. They weren't going to.
Yeah, I mean,
rip
we
us
were
off.
we were coming from right off the heels of Divinity, playing Divinity. I think we all kind of knew that because like Divinity was really rough as well, even in a completed state. Like they weren't it wasn't the most bug free of games, but it definitely wasn't like Bethesda 76
Yeah.
style of jank, you know. So
Yeah. So Baldur's Gate, I've been playing that. And that's kind of what's been going on. I don't know. Have you been playing anything of recent other than Rainbow?
I need to. I'm gonna for if we do one for next week. I have 2 games that I want to play.
Oh, nice.
I got one that I'm really excited to kind of show off. It's one that I've been following for a little while now, and then there was I'm hoping that they'll still have it. It's that fuck. What's the name of that game that just released? It released in beta.
Lords of the Fallen.
No, not Lords of the Fallen. That does look good, but it's not my style. I'll let you know later. I can't remember what the name of the fucking thing was.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. There's a couple games that are on my radar right now. The Front. I don't know if you've seen this.
I've seen The Front. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
kind of good things, kind of not great things
Right?
about it. You know.
Yeah, I'm getting a very back and forth on it. I don't know whether or not I should trust it or not. It gives me very Rust vibes, but like also like people are saying that it's better than Rust and it's actually really comparable game. So there's that. There was another one that I just put on my Steam wish list, and I'd have to go back and look at it, but that I was looking at. Everybody right now is playing a lot of people are playing COD. I don't, dude. I'm gonna get a free key. I will play that because I get a free key. And my kids want to play it and things like that. But man, dude, that game, like, this is actually a great segue. This is a great segue into news. Because I'm hoping that with this news, we are gonna get the cleanup that we deserve and the love and care that these games should be, not only from COD but from everything else. But in case you haven't heard, it is official. It is done. This is no more more conjecture. This is no more fucking wondering. This is
for now.
It is it is done. It is wrapped up in a bow, tied, knotted. Everybody is signed off.
Really quick. Enshrouded is the other one that I've got my eye on. It's kind of a
Shrouded. Why do I know that game?
Yeah, it's like a survival game, kind of like Valheim, but with like a little bit better.
Yes,
graphics.
I have looked at that.
So,
I've heard that's actually very good.
That just came out in demo form. I'm hoping it'll still be demo by next week because I really want to get some footage of it. But that looks good. From what I've heard, a lot of people are saying it's really really good. So
yeah, yep, I have heard that as well. I've watched some friends of mine play it, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, guys. There's no more arguing. There's no more lawsuits. There's no more back and forth. There's no more arguing. Sony can't do anything. All of the chips have fallen. All of the appeals have been done, and it is complete. Activision Blizzard is now officially under Microsoft.
Activision Blizzard King.
Activision Blizzard King is now.
Can't forget the king.
Is officially under Microsoft, and it's dude. I think
it's big, man. It's pretty huge, dude. Because like they're already talking about bringing COD over to Game Pass.
Well, so I think I have it on here. I hold on one sec. No, I don't. But there was a tweet that I think actually Charlie Intel brought out and showed that basically said like what their plan is. You know, it obviously it's TBD, right? But the source is Phil himself, and basically saying, you know, we are bringing you know, these games to Game Pass. Like these games will COD will come to Game Pass. It's not going to be. Some people speculated that it was that this COD, you know, MW3 was going to be this year's. But no, that's not the case. It will
Or are
be,
they not doing this year's? Okay.
no, this year's will be, well, this year won't be this year's. It will be there. It may be there in a couple months. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah.
2024, but it will not be at launch. But I can tell you right now, I guarantee you Diablo goes. I guarantee you World of Warcraft goes. I guarantee you that
You think?
StarCraft goes. I
I don't
just
know,
don't
man.
see a
Because
world where
like
they can't.
when they I'm interested to see if Diablo does, because when they released Diablo, the game designer, the lead game, I can't remember his fucking name. What's the old guy's name?
Rod
That
Ferguson.
plays Ferguson. Ferguson was like, yeah, it's not coming. We have no plans of bringing Diablo 4 to Game Pass currently. You know, and that was the marker right there, was like currently, and it's like, well, once Microsoft gets a
Yeah.
hold of you have no fucking choice.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm the most happy about with this is, you know, with it being official, that's, where's the one? Is this the, well, I don't know if this talks about it, but no, it doesn't. Let's go back here. Is that one of the very first things that happened, which we all kind of knew was coming, but we thought it was going to take a while. Like we figured that it was going to be, you know, late 2024, early 2025. 2024 January, Bobby Kotick is gone, out, get
Yeah.
out, be done with it. He is no more. And that's, you know, that's big. I think that this is exactly what we want, right? If Microsoft were to come in and just say status quo, then we lose faith. But if Phil
Yeah.
can go in there and clean house and fucking go, we're you know, no, we're changing it, right? You know, and this is going to be different. I don't see, like, why would you not bring Diablo 4 to Game Pass? Like Diablo 4 right now is in a rough spot.
Struggling.
Like, it's in a rough spot. I'm excited for season 2, but it's in a rough spot. You know, and I think there's a lot of hopes that season 2 is going to do a lot of things, and I do, and I like Diablo.
It's
like,
not.
I mean, I think it will, but I think Diablo 4 is.
That game is not going to be good until like season 5. Let's be real.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, Diablo is. Anybody that think, there are people out there that like, oh, Diablo's dead. Diablo's not dead. It's not going to die. Like, you're not going
Yeah.
to kill that franchise. It just
No.
isn't. But why would you not bring it to Game Pass and immediately go, hey, you know what? Everybody can play it. Fuck it. We're gonna immediately, that'll immediately bolster numbers for that game in an instant, like in a heartbeat. And again, I don't know why you wouldn't do the same thing with World of Warcraft, right? Like, just
Well, they need to do that with World of Warcraft. Honestly, like that would be their pride and joy right there, because that would be the first MMO on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't think there's any other MMOs on Game Pass, is there?
And could you? No, there's not. And could you imagine too, like, like, there's no reason World of Warcraft can be played on a console easy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that World of Warcraft going to Xbox and saying, you know, it basically is now on an Xbox console, like, and it's included in Game Pass? Like, what? Do you know how many more people? Because you now didn't just grab Xbox and Game Pass users, you also just grabbed all of the World of Warcraft play people to say, hey, we know you only play World of Warcraft, but if you wanted to try this other stuff, here, it comes with your subscription. You have a subscription to World of Warcraft. Why not you're going to get your subscription to Game Pass?
It's one of those things where, like, I was talking to one of my buddies, Shao, the other day. They were playing, I think they were playing Classic. Him and his girl were playing Classic, and he was like, bro, you need to come and play with me. And I'm like, dude, I can't do it, man. Like, I cannot. As much as I would love to play Classic, I would love to go back and do that. Like, I'm not giving Blizzard any more of my money. You know, I'm just not gonna do it. So if it came to Game Pass, then yeah, there would be zero reason for me not to. You know, at that point, at least just go back and try it.
Yeah,
because that's the biggest thing that's stopping me, is like, I'm just like, I don't want to pay for the fucking.
I
can $15 a month.
I can tell you right now that if it wasn't for me getting a key, right, there are a lot of things. Like, my son came and asked me, you know, or we were talking about the acquisition, and I said, Oh no, one of my staples was I didn't want to give Blizzard any more money than what I'm already doing with like Diablo and things like that. But I'm like, well, now that Microsoft owns them, I don't mind giving Microsoft money. So sure, I'll buy the copy. I'll go back to a World of Warcraft subscription.
I don't mind wailing for Microsoft. Let's go,
Dude.
baby.
But I don't know. But in any case, here's all of the games, by the way, that now Blizzard owns via this acquisition. So Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo, Gabriel Knight, don't even know what that is. Geometry Wars, love that. Guitar Hero, dude, I hope they bring that fucking shit back. Gun, hope they bring
Guitar
that
Hero
back.
would be cool. Yeah.
Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm. I would love for them to bring Heroes of the Storm back. I loved that fucking MOBA and really do something with it. Heavy Gear, Heretic, Interstate 76, King's Quest, Lorabo Mystery Series, Lost Vikings, Overwatch, Phantasmagoria, Pitfall, Police Quest, Prototype. Oh, dude, Prototype. Quest for the Glory, Singularity, Ski Resort Tycoon, Skylander, Soldier of Fortune, Space Quest. Also, by the way, Skylanders, phenomenal game. It's a phenomenal series. I love the whole toy kind of vibe. That was a great game. I don't know if you ever played it, but as a collector,
I never played Skylanders.
it actually is a lot of fun. And the game and the collecting of the toys was really good. Soldiers of Fortune, haven't seen one of those in forever. Space Quest, Spyro, StarCraft, SWAT.
Space Quest and Spyro. Spyro would be huge,
Yeah,
dude. Like a huge acquisition for them.
Tenchu, haven't seen one of those in forever.
Haven't seen Tenchu in forever, yeah.
A really
Tony
good
Hawk Pro Skater as well would be fucking amazing, dude.
True Crime, Ultimate Soccer Manager, Warcraft, World of Warcraft, Zork. And then
fucking Zork.
I have no idea. After Activision acquired
1986,
the developer,
Infocom. Wow, I haven't heard Infocom in a while.
And
holy shit!
From the King side of things, we have Bubble Saga, Bubble Witch Saga, Hoop This Loop Saga, Candy Crush, a bunch of sagas, a bunch of
fucking mobile games. Yeah,
mobile games. So the big thing here is that there was an interview that Bobby Kotick did with James Corden during an employee meeting where he was basically saying that they were looking at coming to bringing these old games back, right? That there was going to be something coming down the line. I mean, I don't give a shit that Bobby said it, but I actually think because, of what Phil said, and we'll show the letter that Phil wrote and sent out the email. Like you can, if you read through that entire thing, it really does. Like he is very passionate about saying like, look, like I want the betterment of the gaming industry and like we need to have diversity. One of the very first things he said is no more exclusivity, right? So, that's huge. A lot of people thought that he was going to come in here and they were going to lock this shit down. And he's saying no, like, and why would you? Why would you lock profit margin away with exclusivity on this? So, but with that, he also said like there's a lot of franchises that are in the archives of Activision that we can open up.
Huge franchises too, like Banjo-Kazooie. I think which one was it? Was it? I always get Banjo-Kazooie.
Are you talking about Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah,
Crash.
I always get those two fucking mixed up. Crash Bandicoot is huge from back in the day, man. If they could revitalize Crash Bandicoot, that would be a pretty big one. That, and like I said, Spyro. Crash Bandicoot and Spyro would be probably two of the bigger IPs that they've got, other than like World of Warcraft, Overwatch, the main staples. So
yeah, I mean, it just like why like I would love to see Guitar Hero again.
The Guitar Hero would be great. The only problem that I could see with Guitar Hero though is if they pull. And granted, their Activision is out. Like they're no longer an Activision. Hopefully they work on like the Activision back end and like the decision making skills of the Activision team. But like, if they bring it out and have you ever played or looked at the Rocksmith, I think is what it's called from Ubisoft? Yeah. Rocksmith is egregious when it comes down to like their DLC content and their song content, dude. Like Rocksmith's content is expensive as fuck.
Yeah. No,
so that would be the only problem that I would have with like a current day a current day Guitar Hero is just like how much money would you be spending for music packs, Yeah,
well, which I mean, as long as they're not overly crazy, I still think that I don't mind them charging for music packs. Beat Saber does
I don't mind them charging. That's not the problem that I have with it. I just don't want them charging like $40 for a pack of like 15 songs,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that I think a lot of the things that we saw from Activision and Blizzard, I think the cloud is lifted. Well, let's say this. I think
I
that
hope.
there's a crack. There's sun rays shining through the storm, right? It's now, and I have to imagine, man, that if there was one company, one purchase that Phil wants to make his legacy, I think this is it. Like, I think that this is the one where he wants to be like, I want to go, if I'm going to go out, I want to go out knowing that I came in there and fixed this, right? Like,
Yeah.
I dashed away all of the darkness and brought light to Blizzard. We all missed the days of Blizzard. We all hated
Well,
Activision. Like,
and with them bringing back oh fuck, I forget his
Chris
name.
Metzen.
Metzen, yeah. So with them bringing back Metzen, like that's a step already. Like automatically, just bringing him back on the team, that's a huge step forward in my books. And I don't know if that has anything to do with like the decision making of Microsoft, or if that was just straight Activision wanting to get
I
back.
bet.
You know,
Dude, it's hard to believe that. It's just, how coincidental is all of that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
it would like if it did come out that was like they wanted that and they pushed it, it would be huge. Like honestly, it would be huge.
yeah. I mean, and what's crazy too is all of this is happening right before BlizzCon. Like, do you think that we're
Yeah.
going to get BlizzCon like I wonder if they're going to use BlizzCon as a point, like, oh my God, are we going to see Phil Spencer on stage at BlizzCon? Like, is that going to happen?
That would be cool. That would
You
be
know what I
actually
mean?
really cool, honestly, because like I'm trying to think of who exactly they have in there right now. Who's the president of Blizzard? Right, it's an Activision president, and that isn't it? Didn't they replace the current guy with an Activision president recently?
I'd have to give me a second. I'd have to look
Blizzard
it.
president. I'm pretty sure that it's a different one from what's his name? Yeah,
It's Mike Ybarra.
Mike Ybarra. Yeah.
And his previous role at what was his previous role?
Ybarra was over.
He was
I can't
executive vice
remember.
president and general manager of platform and technology at Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where he was. But no, I mean, dude, I would love to see fucking Phil on stage with you know, for BlizzCon. And again, here's what a lot of people will say, right? A lot of people are like, oh, why is everybody so Phil this, Phil Spin? I'm sorry, but if you have someone like Jim Ryan and you have someone like Bobby Kotick and you have someone like Tim Sweeney and all of these guys out there.
Wait,
right?
hold on a second. Mike Ybarra used to work for Microsoft?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if that was like a plant, man.
Maybe.
Like undercover boss bullshit, bro.
But you have all of these like anti, gaming, just really dickheads of the industry that are just sucking the marketplace dry. And then you have someone like Phil, and I would put in there Reggie, and I would put in Miyamoto, right? Like, and your Final Fantasy 14 guy,
Yoshi P.
Yoshi P, right? Like, these are the pinnacles of people that are legitimately for the betterment of gaming and want gaming to succeed, and for the love of what this industry is. Why would you not? Why would we, like, a lot of these comments that I'm seeing, and I don't want to say that they're Sony fanboys. I don't want to say that there are of any type of group. I just don't understand when you have someone like this letter that has come out here, and I encourage you all to read the letter. Maybe we'll have it in patch notes or something like that. You can go and read it. But the love and just overall, regardless whether this, I'm sure some of this was wordsmithed or whatever else, but you can just listen to Phil talk, and the passion that man has for the betterment of gaming. Yeah, Miyazaki, like, the betterment of gaming. It's like, there's no way not to get excited. And why would you want to tear something like that down? Like, why? I don't understand it. I don't get the mentality of like, we're going to destroy something that's beautiful because we can't be happy, right? Like, I
the
don't
way
get it.
things go, man. Yep.
It's fucking sad. It's very sad. So I don't know.
Well, no, the one thing that I'm really impressed with at least with Phil Spencer is the fact that, like, I wouldn't really necessarily call him a gamer, right? But like there are instances that in the past where we have seen that he does actually play the games that he you know, whatever you want to call it, he leads over, you know. I think like back when like 4 or 5 months ago there was somebody that was talking about the fact that they ran into somebody that was under his alias that he always uses in video games inside of Fallout 76. Granted, wish he would play a better game than Fallout 76. But at least he's playing the games that he he's over. But yeah, they were saying that they ran into him in Fallout 76 and he gave him a bunch of items and shit. You know, he was just like, hey, here, have this, you know, everything like that. So like at least, and that's one thing that I've always really respected about, like, speaking of Yoshi P and Miyazaki, right? Like Yoshi P plays his fucking game, right? His entire team of developers play that fucking game. They play Final Fantasy. Yoshi P plays that Final Fantasy 14. He's a fucking hardcore raider.
I was gonna say, doesn't he like raid? Isn't that like one of his big thing?
Yeah, he's a raider. He plays that game religiously, and a lot of the developers of 14 play that game religiously as well. So it's like those are the types of companies that like I will continuously simp over. I will continuously support, simply for the fact that like they're actual gamers. Like they're playing the game. They understand what the bullshit that we're going through on a daily basis when it comes down to like bugs. You know. These guys like Bobby Kotick, right?
They give two shits.
I guarantee you that Bobby Kotick has never played a video game in his entire fucking life.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, and so, like there was a so one of my my close friends works with somebody that works over at Unreal, Epic. And they were in QA. And they said that they're like, no lie, that Tim Sweeney comes in and it blows my mind that he has like this idea that just disregard for people, but walked in and was like to the QA space and goes, this space could be used for a lot better things. Like, what kind of dick ass piece of shit kind of mentality do you have to walk in and do that? And then, you know, we talked about this last week where, like, you know, Epic with the layoffs and things like that. And it didn't really settle in until I was actually listening to another podcast called the Giant Bombcast, another phenomenal podcast as well. But, you know, they were talking about it, and it really did hit me of being like, you know what, Tim, like, you cost people's jobs because of of literally going after a fucking vengeance that you had, a personal vendetta that you had against Apple, against Steam, against everything.
Yes, preach it, Queen.
So, like, I just.
They're finally understanding my hatred for fucking Epic, man. Everyone's like, oh, he fucking hates Epic just because it's Epic, man. No, I hate Epic because their fucking CEO's a dickhead. I mean, and every fucking practice that they push and everything that they do is not for the gamer. Like, it's not for the player base. They could give a fuck less about you. You're just numbers. You're just cash symbols in their in Tim Sweeney's little fucking eyes, beady little eyes, bro.
it blew me away. I think what brought it all full circle is hearing that, and then, you know, from like literally somebody that works there's mouth, and then just being like, dude, you really have like complete and utter disregard for the betterment of not only the industry, but for people, right? And just your own, like, somebody somewhere told you were special, and somebody somewhere said that you needed to be like what you thought mattered. And then that if you didn't like something, well, if Tim Sweeney ain't happy, no one's happy. So give Tim Sweeney his baba and let him get his, like, I don't know. I don't know why it just hit me, but it hit me yesterday on my car ride. I was just like, this motherfucker.
Welcome to enlightenment, Sin. Welcome, brother.
He's just like, I don't want to have to pay taxes on my Google purchases, so fuck you, Google. Like, okay, like I don't know, man. I just
Like I said, this is what I've been preaching for years now, and everybody was like, "Oh, he just fucking hates Epic because
No, I
they're trying to be
understand.
the man." And
I
I'm not saying you, but in general, people have given me shit for hating. Even my own brother has given me shit for hating Epic. But like,
What-
this is the reason why right here is because these practices that we're starting to see, like the whole Apple versus Epic, that entire situation came over because Epic and Sweeney said, I don't want to give Apple any more money than I absolutely have to. Why is Apple taking 30% of my profit? Why the fuck would I want to do that? You know, why would I want to pay them? But what they don't ask themselves is, if Apple wasn't there, my reach on the Apple marketplace, there would be no reach on one of the biggest marketplaces in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Right?
And they
Like-
it's still
Fortnite
not there.
Would not,
It's
Fortnite
still
would
not
not be as big as they were if they hadn't been on the Apple at the fucking Apple Store for mobile.
And
Right? They'd still be big. I'm not saying that they wouldn't be huge because they were huge even before moving to mobile. Right? They were huge on the PC and everything like that. Right? But they would be nowhere near where they were where they are right now without that success that they had on mobile.
And it
you
blows
know?
me away that like the hearing that, oh, we're hurting for cash, we have
Yeah.
to lay off. And
Well,
it's
they
like,
are.
I get it, but
I guarantee you they
for
are, and it's
fuck's
because of
sake.
mismanagement. Yeah.
open it up, dude. It's still
Yeah.
not on the fucking Apple and Google Play
Nope.
Store, dude. Take the fucking butt plug out of your ass and just get on the dude. Just open it
I'm
up.
not sure. I'm not sure
Like-
if they can.
like,
That's the thing. I don't think that I'm pretty sure that Apple's thing is like, if you fuck over Apple, you're done, dude. Like they will ban you for life.
I just, dude. I just.
So he fucked himself pretty hard with that.
Oh.
Like I'm not now. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure if they've been banned completely, but I'm pretty sure with like a pretty decent percentage that they can't get back on the Apple marketplace right now.
You know,
know?
I don't know, man. What sucks too is that you don't want to. I mean, there's not. I don't know if there's only an Epic only game. Like, I don't think there is. Like, there's Epic exclusives, right? Which obviously blows. But I don't like. It does suck because there are things that you're like, I don't want to hurt this developer for choosing to go to Epic because I want to support the developer. But like, you don't want to support Epic. Like, I just like I don't want to
Dauntless.
support. Yeah.
Dauntless is exactly
but
that for me.
Dauntless gave you the
I
big
would
finger,
love-
bro.
But that's what I'm saying though. I would love to continue. So like if they hadn't done that, if they hadn't given us the finger and went to Epic, right? Like I would have fucking simped for. I'd still be playing Dauntless to this day.
Yeah.
You
well,
know?
chat brings up Sicilian. Chat brings up a really good point. Hurting for cash. Take a pay cut from your 7-digit salary.
No, yeah,
you
yeah.
are fucking high if you think
Yeah.
like Miyamoto. Was it Miyamoto that did it? I think Miyamoto
Yoshi did it as well.
It's just like, we'll take a pay cut.
during the COVID thing. He took a pay cut to pay for extra servers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Like,
Tim Sweeney's
Tim
not doing
Sweeney
that.
is not gonna do that.
Sweeney, Timmy Boy ain't doing that, bro. Timmy Boy's got a new pair of shoes and a new fucking yacht he's gonna buy.
So as much as I know, as much as our missing comrade right now, Bill hates consolidation. I will say that if and again, I understand his problem is he's looking into the future too and saying like, well, okay, Phil's not going to be there forever. Who's going to eventually take over, kind of thing. You're absolutely right. But what I will say is that if the consolidation of Activision Blizzard says, hey, we're getting a fucking toxic piece of shit like Bobby Kotick out of there, great. If that means they're going to go buy Epic and kick fucking Tim Sweeney out, great, right? If we get to go back to the golden days when gaming was for the love of gaming and not this fucking just cash cow, I'm going to milk this shit until the cows come home because you can't do anything, and just have these fucking pieces of shit at the top just going, what are you going to do about it? Kiss my ass, right? And I've been saying it for a long time that gaming is in a very dark spot. And we're now, I feel like we are starting to kind of get into like the light of this again. And it's not because of the Activision or whatever else, but like I do think that you have people like Phil saying enough's enough. Like we're done taking this crap. Like, because it's just gonna tank the industry. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Congratulations. Big props. Clap it up. I'm happy for you, Microsoft. You've got the deal done. No, a lot of people said it wasn't going to happen. Fucking
Yeah.
congrats to you. So
I'm just happy that they were able to prove all the Sony fucking ponies incorrect and all those Sony ponies. I guarantee you that if I went on Twitter and typed in Microsoft, there would just be rees everywhere.
Oh, we're gonna get pounded on this this episode for sure in the comments. But hey, if you know what, if you don't like what we're saying or disagree, make sure you click that bell, hit subscribe, and put a comment down below, because then you can come back and chat with us live. Well, when we do this, because I did forget to mention in the very beginning, because it was only 2 of us, and I was like, hey, whatever, fuck it, let's just go. We do host this live typically Thursday. But yeah, you can come join us and come in here and chat. So subscribe, click the bell, come chat with us live, and yell at us in person, because we will be more than happy to disagree with you. At least, especially me and Enigma. We while we're running the show, we'll yell at you.
This would be the episode to do, because we'll argue with you 100%.
Exactly, right? Absolutely. So Bobby Kotick is not the only thing that went out the door.
Full podcast
went out the door, but so did digital media, DVDs and Blu-rays, essentially. Best Buy is reportedly planning to stop physical sales of DVDs and Blu-rays. To be 100% honest, I didn't even know that this was still a fucking thing. I didn't know that fucking people still bought DVDs and Blu-rays.
I mean, yeah. I didn't even know people still had DVD players or Blu-ray players. That's crazy to me.
I'm gonna be 100%. I forget that Best Buy even exists for the most part.
Yeah. I don't really go into brick and mortar stores too much anymore, unless it's like a vital like need.
So I do. We had like one of the asks, if we did the show without Bill, was that somebody was gonna rage. Chat, do you guys want to be the one that rages at this one? Because I mean, yes, I the inevitable future is digital only. Like physical media is going to go away.
I love you, Bill, and I do agree with you that it sucks that that digital is coming around and physical copies of the games are basically being, phased out more or less. But like, I think between I'm pretty sure I can speak for you as well, Sin. Between me and Sin, I stopped buying digital back in like 2006.
Physical?
Yeah, physical. I stopped buying physical back in 2006, man. Like it's
I don't know. I don't know when the last time I bought a physical copy of fucking anything. I think maybe Secure. I don't even know if I bought no, I didn't buy a physical copy of Sekiro. I don't know. I have no fucking clue, man.
The last physical disc, like the last physical game, at least that I bought, was probably Oblivion, maybe.
I definitely can't tell you the last time I bought a fucking physical movie.
Yeah,
like, that's even
I've
farther.
not bought a physical movie in so fucking long, dude.
I
understand where people are coming from, though. Like, I do get the rage of going from physical to digital, and I understand the being upset about the fact that like honestly, like in another, I would say like another 10 years, there's very high possibilities that like people that own like large DVD collections, those are gonna be fucking like historical artifacts.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be one of those things, like these people that have like thousands and thousands and thousands of discs or thousands and thousands like I haven't seen a VHS disc or a VHS tape in like 22 years, something like that. Like the last time I saw, and I was laughing about this though when we brought this up. If you really want to feel old, and I think that you and I are pretty much the only ones that are gonna feel old. And do you remember what they were stealing in Fast and the Furious 1?
Oh yeah, no, I remember. Like the fucking old school
the Panasonic
fucking,
TVs with the DVD players and the cassette players on it. Yeah. That makes me feel old because I remember having one of those.
Oh yeah. Dude, I remember we were talking in the podcast chat about like how heavy like CRT TVs were and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, my parents had a fucking big screen fucking like box ass thing. And let me tell you something. I remember one time that motherfucker fell, and I swear to God, I thought the whole entire house was coming down.
For real,
I thought the fucking whole house was crashing around me.
Yeah.
It was wild.
So I understand where people are coming from where it's like, digital media, you technically don't own your digital media. You're just licensing it from whoever's licensing it to you. And in most of our instances, when it comes to gamers, obviously it's either Steam, Ubisoft, or Epic, right? Like you're just licensing your games from them in order to play them on their launchers, essentially, right? But you know, I don't want to say it because it's going to piss people off, but technically you're doing the same thing when it comes to discs. Like obviously, yes, you own the disc, and obviously, yes, if it's like a single player game, you can still play that, but you still have to have a console able to play that, right?
Well, not also too. Not a lot of people. So a couple things. There are things that a lot of people don't really grasp when they're talking about digital versus physical. So a lot of games still require you to connect and authenticate that game. And if you can't, if the server doesn't let you authenticate it, it could go away.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like a lot of, especially a lot of the newer games when it comes down to like the past, like I'd say like 15-ish years or so. Like most games that have released in the past 15 years are going to require you to have like at least some form of connection to the internet.
Also, most of those too, the data on that disc is nothing other than just a key. Your disc is nothing more than just a fucking key.
Recently. Yeah, that's been recently for sure.
And basically once the game stopped, like because you can hear it, like you can hear the disc stop spinning because it's authenticated the key and now it's running off of a server. So that is still a thing. But also too, there's an really good argument. A lot of people say, well, like, okay, well, what happens if again, Steam takes it away, or what happens if somebody decides to shut down the servers or whatever else? Those games are gone. You're absolutely right. But let me ask you another question. We just talked about a game called Zork. It was purchased by Activision in 1984, right? That means that there was no other there was not another copy of Zork released, which means that there was only a finite amount of physical copies of that game released. The counter argument to that goes, if that game would have been allowed to be also digital, well, guess what? We would still have access to it. We would still, we don't have access. I cannot go right now and play Zork. Right now, I'm sure I could find an emulated version.
Find an emulator.
But what is an emulated version? It's a fucking digital version of the game. So I get it, but at the same time, you can't necessarily doom and gloom everything to say that, we're going to lose everything, because also keeping these games physical copies. Let's talk, like you talk about Nintendo old school cartridges. Those motherfuckers have batteries in them, right? Once those batteries die, the game is dead unless you replace the battery, which means you have to open it up or whatever else. Is it hard? No. But is it still something that can go bad? Absolutely. They have RAM. They have physical hardware. Those things get fucked. Like and I know that people aren't saying we should only go physical, but like you also can't demonize digital without understanding that it also has its benefits. The amount of data that it takes to store some of these games compressed. I don't know why Call of Duty and all these other games are unfucking compressed.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
140, 180,
Right. It's actually small, right? And so there's actually an argument to say, like, hey, the preservation is actually in digital, because you can, like, if something were to happen, I can go and grab these games and get it working again. I mean, we've seen it with MMOs, with private servers. We've seen it, Warhammer Online is a great example. There's a private server for Warhammer Online. It's kept open because it's a digital game. If it was physical only, guess what? You wouldn't be able to play it. You know what I mean? Like so there's an argument here that counteracts the whole digital is the fucking end of the world and physical is the only true case. I get it, but you also have to be willing to accept it, and be willing to cross the aisle, I guess, is my kind of thing.
I mean, I don't think that in the case of, I think I can speak for Bill when I'm saying, I don't think that he's entirely against like digital, but I just think that he's worried about that loss of physical media and the loss of ownership when it comes down to like owning a game.
But do you
which
really
I understand, which I kind of understand completely. Yeah, I mean, physical games technically, yes, you do. Like I still have my physical copy of like Warcraft 3. Right. Granted, I can't fucking play it probably because it has to go through fucking BattleNet, and I'm sure
that's what I'm saying. It's like
I'm sure that if I went through BattleNet, it would force me to play the new shit.
Well, right? They did this with World of Warcraft recently, where they had the old discs and they put them in their computer to run them to install it. It installed the game fine, it installed everything okay, but then guess what? The moment that it went to the launcher screen, it said, this is not right. Like, you have to go and download it from Battle.net. So do you like, and yes, I know that's an always online game, so it's maybe not a great example, but I can tell you right now that I guarantee that if you go to a lot of these older games and you load them up, they're not going to function. We already have that problem with backwards compatibility. So unless you have an old school system, you're not going to get it. And again, with backwards compatibility, 9 times out of 10, you're going to load that disk, and guess what it's going to do? It's just going to run it off of a server. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to be very clear. Like the cloud, or this like fairy dust kind of whatever belief that you own physical copies of something in physical media, you may physically own that disk, but all of that data on that disk is still driven by a fucking cloud, a fucking server, a button, like digital versions of it. Like, in this space, we don't own shit. Like, I would say that movies are probably the only thing that's actually different. Movies, you do own that. You could fucking boot that shit back up and play a fucking movie, from a VHS or DVD or whatever. But games, because they're always an updating service and it's constantly it's changing like that. I'm sorry, like, it's just that's
Especially recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, when it comes down to like old games like Morrowind, or like some of the older games like StarCraft, but even then again, like StarCraft, a lot of the times when it comes down to, like, at least with Blizzard games, I don't think you're going to have that situation anymore, because it had to go through Battle.net, right? Like, it was forced to go through Battle.net, and they've updated everything about Battle.net in order to essentially take your ownership away with that. But like, I could see it when it comes to, like, I could even see it when it comes to like old old Fallout games, like Fallout 1 and 2, right?
Right.
So it's just any of those older games, I can see an argument for, like, digital would ruin them slightly, but on the other hand, like, I do see your point of, like, digital is technically preserving a lot of those older games, in my opinion, and I think your opinion as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'd have to have Bill on to talk about this. I'm kind of sad that he wasn't able to be here this week for it, because like, this is kind of like tailor made for him.
Yeah, we will. I'm sure on the next show we'll make sure to bring this topic back up, just to poke that bear. All right, you guys are probably gonna get hit with an ad blocker. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me reload this to see if it'll let me through. Okay, nope. Awesome. All right. Well, can I just turn off my ad block? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. How about this? There we go. Jesus. Mother of Mary, bro.
I need to get you my custom ad blocker, man.
Go fuck yourself, gamer ant. Okay, well, I'll find the news somewhere else. Can you give me a link to the article, to an article about this?
Yeah,
if you can. But what we're going to show, and actually, the one of our viewers submitted this too, Pika. Is that PlayStation 5 is now going to have a slim model. They are having a version that is they're doing their refresh. I mean, we kind of all knew this was happening. I know, Enigma, you kind of have some me and you are going to, I think, differ a little bit on this one. I don't know, like, how you necessarily feel about it.
I don't know if that's the same article or not, but
put it in the if you can, put it in the doc thing, please.
I don't have the doc.
We'll open it. But yeah, I mean, I like the new slim model, bro. It actually makes me want to buy. Yeah, okay, that'll work.
I didn't have an issue with this. Like, honestly, like, I don't have an issue with the fact that they're releasing a slim model. My biggest issue was the fact that, like, and granted, as I said in the podcast chat, like, I'm sure it's just a situation of, like, the image that they chose to post, they superimposed them both so that they looked the same, right? Just to give people, like, a better, like, look at them. But, like, when I first saw that image, I think it was that first image that you had on the gamer, or the Game Rant article. Like, they look the same. Like, and I even got a fucking pixel a pixel ruler out
I mean,
and
it's
was like doing pixel
I
ruler, you know, and I was
I
like,
don't
it's
know
the
how
same fucking size.
dude, I don't know how you see that. That's crazy, bro.
I
There's a big difference between the
I
way that this looks and the OG fucking
not in that picture that I posted. Again, like I said, the picture that I posted, when it came down to it, I think they blew up the slim model to make it appear like it was the same size, so that people could get like more of a better like
I don't know, man.
understanding of how the sizes were. Because like again, like I said, I took out a ruler and measured every fucking piece, a pixel ruler,
What the hell
measured
is
every piece.
measured? I measured every piece.
Don't make
Bro,
me slap you, bro.
I'm just saying, like, I really want to get like, so I want to get the image. See if you can find the image that is like both of them side by side. I know it's on Twitter somewhere, but it is. Look, here's the thing. First off, I did not like the design of the fucking original PlayStation 5. I think it was way too fucking big. I think it was chonky. It was I don't know, man. I think that was just ugly. I didn't like the curves of it. I actually like this is a refrigerator, but I like the squared off like version of the Xbox you know, kind of thing. This version give me one
the
sec.
the images in the news links.
Yeah.
It's the second one.
Okay. This one I think really does. I don't know. I mean, I think that it looks good. So this is the new the new I can't fucking scroll down.
GG's.
There we go. Now I can. Nope, I can only go that far. All right. Well, you're not gonna be able to see it anyway. I don't know, man.
Can you just zoom out?
No, it won't let. I mean,
I don't know what to tell you on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not gonna let me. Nope, it just gets. It's really tiny.
Yeah, like I said though, when it came down to it, I took a pixel ruler and went in there and checked each section of the dimensions, right? The diameter of the top versus like the bottom one, the old one versus the new one, and everything like that. And every measurement that I took lined up perfectly with each other. So they and then Bill actually posted me a comparison picture. And it's definitely a lot. It's a big difference.
Look, okay, here. I'll put this in here because I can grab this. Here, look at this and tell me right now that this is not fucking different, dude. Like you're crazy to tell me that you can't see the difference, or not that you don't think that this is a big difference. Yes, you guys are getting the back end, so you're gonna see our notes. Look at this, dude. Like there's no way you're telling me that you can't tell the difference between those two.
No, that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to that. Yes, there's a difference. What I'm saying is the image that I first saw, they edited specifically to make it look the exact same as the bottom one. There was no difference other than the fact that the fascia was a little different.
It's Enigma right here. This is Enigma right here. Go. It's the Spider-Man meme, bro. This is Enigma with the PS5 and the PS5 Slim.
For real, bro.
I don't know, man.
I know, like looking at the comparison, there is definitely a difference. And I'm not saying that like there wasn't finite differences between the two. Obviously, it looks a little bit more slim. They did a little bit of work on the fascia piece, like the black trim piece right there. Right. They tapered it down a little bit, right? So that it wasn't as thick as it was on the other one, obviously. But like in the comparison image that I just posted to you, they specifically went in there and blew up both of those pictures to look exactly the same.
Oh, a sec. Is this? I will say I don't know if this is actually real. I want to hold on. I don't know if this is actually a real because this looks like a cardboard fucking box.
Yeah, that one on the right looks nothing like the slim version that they posted. So I don't know what the fuck they're looking at right there.
This might be a boo-boo version of it.
That's the Android version, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, shut up. Just shut up. That's all I want to say. I think that this is. I don't know, man. So here's the thing, right? Like where I have my issue with this is the fucking price of the damn digital edition, like the actual physical drive edition is out fucking outrageous. I don't.
What is it? $4.99 or
no, so it's $4.49 if you buy it with the regular with the digital version. The digital version is let me just make sure I'm quoting this right. Yes, so it's the PS digital version is increasing from $3.99 to $4.49, which they're basically the price hike. Okay, yeah, same price hike. Yes, so it is $449, and I believe that that's because you are getting a bigger disk drive out of
Yeah.
that, or a bigger SSD. But here's the fucking kicker: this fucking thing, if you buy the damn digital version and you want you didn't go, you know what? I want a disk drive. It's $79. $79 fucking dollars. It's $50 difference if you buy the regular fucking disc version. But it's
And tell me if you noticed the little thing down at the very bottom right hand corner.
oh, I know, vertical stand sold separately. Like,
I'm like, I think the one thing that I said in the podcast chat was, come on, guys, you couldn't fork out the extra like $2 and give me a little bit extra of the plastic that you took away from the original casing and just give me a fucking base right off the bat.
yeah, I don't know, man. Like like, yes, I am intrigued, and I will like this pushes me to possibly want to buy one because I do like the slimmer model. I do want, like, I don't have a whole, like, yes, I have a bigger desk, but I don't want to have something huge on it. Like, but dude, fuck that, man. Like, fucking say, like, you're gonna charge me. Who did Jim Ryan do the math? Did you give Jimmy Boy the fucking?
Probably.
Did he get the keys to the kingdom to say one more just fuck you before we get out of here? Like, I'm gonna just price this. Like, there's no fucking way that somebody looked at this and went, yeah, no, this makes sense. The math adds up here. Like, you're just fucking dumb. You're dumb. Like, you're fucking dumb.
I think like, and I think that Bill said something about this too. It's like, if you already own a PlayStation 5, like, there's absolutely
there's
no
no
reason why
reason.
you should buy
No.
one of these, because
No.
it's just the PlayStation 5 just with less plastic essentially, right?
What's yeah? They didn't.
But I guarantee you there will be stupid people, stupid Sony fanboys that go out there and buy one of these and are like,
absolutely.
"Oh, it's so much different. It's so much more."
Well,
it's like there's nothing different about it. Like,
whether they say it's different or not, they will absolutely buy them. There are people out there that buy every version of the Xbox, every version of, their console, fave or whatever else, and that's fine. But what I don't understand is, like, you are at a half step year. Like, this should have been, like, it's clear what you're doing because we already know you're going to have a half step console, like, most likely next year. Why would you not just go, hey, we're going to do a slim half step up? Like,
yeah.
And then you can charge extra money. Like, then you can charge more. But, like, this, like, why? I don't know.
Get it.
Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking dumb. Like,
I mean, again, like I said, it looks good. I'm not gonna give him, or I'm gonna give him props.
no, yeah, it's a
when it
sexy
comes to,
looking
like,
device.
it looks nice. I think it looks better than the original one, which was just like a giant brick of plastic. But
I also want to know, can you not hook up just any kind of fucking optical disk drive to this thing? Like, could I not hook up any
I highly
type of...
doubt it, dude. Yeah, I highly doubt it. It's possible, maybe. I don't know if it's just like a USB-C adapter or USB adapter.
I
but,
bet
like,
you could. I bet you could
it's
buy
very
a
possible,
fucking $15 damn optical drive.
Though with the way that they've been going with their Sony branded PlayStation 5 branded what's called the wireless headphones that they got coming out from Portal.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's like a proprietary.
Proprietary, yeah. Yeah. I was actually shocked that they allowed you to insert a faster SSD. Like, that blew me away. I was but I mean, I don't know. It's really sad because there's part of me that does want to own this, like a PlayStation. I've owned a console at least I've owned one of every generation, like, that's out there. And I do want to have a reason to own a PlayStation, but at the same time, I can't get over this hump of, like, why? What am I buying a PlayStation for? Like, I don't know. And I'm not bashing Sony because Bill's not here or anybody or whatever else. Like, I'm not bashing them at all. I just say, like, I have no reason to buy an Xbox. Like, I have no reason to buy an Xbox. But I do wish
the only reason why you would buy a PlayStation would be to play those like Spider-Man Day One, pretty much. That's
right. And
that's all you're paying for, essentially, is to have those day one exclusives.
But as a loss leader, like with consoles, why not bring those out to the PC marketplace? Like, you would get me to buy the game. Like, you would get me to buy the game like day one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's So anyway, yeah, that's the thing. You know, I don't like I said, I don't.
Just before we go off this as well, did you see the fact that they're bringing out a PlayStation 5 controller with like a place for those new
Oh
PlayStation
yes,
5
dude, the earbuds charging things.
Yeah.
It looks like fucking. It looks so stupid, dude.
It looks like one of those wireless I literally it looks like I know you guys can't see it, but I've got like my little wireless earbuds, like my little Sony Bravia or whatever they're fucking called, right? The earbuds. It literally looks like they took the carrying case for these things and just took the top off and embedded it into the fucking
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. It like take one of these controllers, right? And basically imagine if it was clay and you just took your thumbs and jammed it into like the fucking this spot right here, and they just jammed it down. That's exactly what it looks like.
Out, yeah.
It is the dumbest fucking idea that I have seen at all, because I don't know. Whatever. I don't know who an R&D is developing these things and making these and then green lighting them, but they need to stop. Somebody else that needs to stop, and he did, is John Riccitiello. If you don't know who John Riccitiello is, and you know, maybe the theme of this podcast should have been dickheads that are losing their jobs.
Is it Riccitiello or is it Ricky Tello?
Riccitiello? I don't know. John Ricky Boy.
Ricky Boy, Johnny Boy, Ricky Boy, and Johnny Boy, Timmy Boy, and
Jimmy
what's
Rye.
his name? And Jimmy Boy.
Yeah. Bobby Boy, Johnny.
They're all needing to go out.
Yeah. He's gone. So if you don't know who this was the CEO of Unity. If you're unfamiliar with what's going on with Unity,
they shot themselves in the fucking foot.
Yeah, they didn't shoot himself in the foot. They fucking threw a grenade on it and sat on it, dude. And so basically he royally fucked over Unity. And the kicker on this is, like, everyone's like, yeah, he's fucking gone. This motherfucker took a step down, and then on top of that is getting paid out some fucking astronomical bonus, dude. Like, what in I want to know the world that I can work in where I can do a shit job, blow my company up to fucking kingdom come. I can destroy lives of people, and then I can still walk out with a massive bonus and just be like, I'm stepping down. Like, go fuck yourself, man.
Pretty standard for CEOs, unfortunately. Like what's his name? Bobby Boy is leaving with like 400 million or something like that.
400 million in his dude.
I think that Jim Ryan walked out with a pretty good severance pay as well.
I mean, Jim Ryan retired. Like it's not. I still don't like Jimmy Boy, but I think that I take that a little bit better than this. I mean, I don't know, man. I wish it was going to tell me how much he was going to take away, but dude, just fuck this guy. Like, it just blows me away that this is still a thing that is allowed to happen. Like, this should be what the FCC and everything is investigating. It's like why this is allowed. Yeah. Like, look at this smug, like, just arrogant look on this dude's face, and just be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna blow my company up and then fucking walk away as a millionaire. Who cares? You know, like, oh, dude, I don't know. The person that has to take over. What is it? James W. Whitehurst is who is appointed to interim CEO. Dude, I
mean, I'm excited to see what he does, because he's a former Red Hat and IBM executive. So
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he goes in and kind of says
that he'll do well. But
hey, man, the guy that was before me, all that dumb shit, yeah, we're reversing that. Like, we're just gonna fucking get rid of all that. Don't worry about it. So, I don't know, but anyway, there you go. He stepped down.
Guy.
So
fuck that guy, man.
Yep. All right. Well, oh my god, dude. Okay, we're gonna have to stop using Gamerant. You guys can read through the fucking the back end here.
Do you want me to find one for that too?
Yeah, sure. So anyway, Lord of the Rings Gollum. This game came out by Daedalic Studios or Daedalic Entertainment. It was a fucking travesty. Like, the game was just not good. I don't know. There's a lot of people that said that it was supposed to be great, that they thought it was going to be amazing. I don't know.
There you go. It's at the top.
I don't know who thought that was going to be a thing. I think people in this chat thought it was going to be, that they could have been good.
I was hoping, man. Like I really was hoping that it was going to be a decent game because like I think we talked about it, you know, in pretty in depth when it came down to it. That like Golem is one of those Golem and Schmiegel or whatever you want to fucking call him, right? Like he is an intricate part of Lord of the Rings lore, and like exploring more of like what happened to him, like how he got to where he was when it came down to the Lord of the Rings, right? Where he was at that point, it would have been an interesting storyline, but like they just, I don't know. I have no words, man. Like
It's
I don't
bad.
know what the fuck. Like I don't know how you ship that kind of a game. Like we talked about what's that Ubisoft one that got delayed indefinitely right now for
Okay,
the ones that-
well, it didn't get delayed indefinitely. We need
Well,
to like it.
yeah.
It just the preseason got delayed.
delayed.
For
What's the name of it?
X Defiant.
X Defiant, right? X Defiant got delayed because the consoles like Sony and Xbox, right? They said that it wasn't up to their standards, right? That's why it got delayed, right?
Well, then it got delayed again.
But yet Golem was able to fucking release.
I mean, Golem worked. It just was a game that was based in fucking like 1992.
I mean, I would argue that no, Golem did not work. A lot of people were not able to play that game at all, and it was buggy as fuck. It was not.
It was a game built for 1992.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
so that's the biggest thing is like how did X Defiant, which is a game I have no fucking I give a fuck less about X Defiant, right? Like I don't even want to play it, and I'm even going to go to bat for it. Like why are you making Ubisoft delay that, but you let Golem release? That makes no fucking sense to me, dude. No fucking sense at all.
They're not. Their job is not to be like, is a game good? Their job is to be like, does the game work? And for most instances, like I'm sure that the game worked. Like I didn't hear that many people being like the game did not work. I just heard people going, this game sucks. Like it just is. It's a disappointing.
I saw a lot of reports of like bug issues and like unplayable sections of the game and shit. But
I don't know, man. Like I said, that I don't think that's their job. I just anybody that thought that okay, I'm gonna go on a limb here. I get it, and I'm probably gonna get flamed, and that's fine. I take the heat, right? I don't think Lord of the Rings is that good. Like,
oh fuck yeah. This video is gonna get a lot of views.
I don't think Lord of the Rings
go
is
off
that
Queen. Yes,
good.
please.
It's that good. I just don't. It's not that great of a story. Like I just
hey, hold on. This man's opinions do not reflect that of this show. It's his opinions only. Please flame Sinan. You can go to twitter.com/@Sinan.
I'm just saying, I don't think like there have been very few games in this.
Look at that. Look at that. Your biggest universe. Supporter even says you're fucking wrong.
I can't. That my biggest supporter was born whenever they wrote the fucking thing. So I'm just saying that I all it is look. I've enjoyed the movies. Like I watched the movies. I've watched them multiple times. Okay. I'm just saying that I don't think that this world is a world that really can hold up to creating like more content, because then at that point you just get into, well, now it's just World of Warcraft, or now it's Dungeons and Dragons, or now it's what, like literally, like I can name on one hand how many good Lord of the Ring games there are. Like, and all of these fanboys.
That's not a factor of the fucking books not having enough content.
I didn't say that the books. I'm just saying
that's just every game that's released has been ass, man.
I'm saying that I just don't think that Lord of the Rings is everything it's cracked up to be. Like I like again, if you enjoyed the books and you enjoyed the movies, fine. Like I'm gonna throw another one out there. I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. Like I don't think that Harry Potter's is necessarily that great. Now Hogwarts Legacy, phenomenal game. But like, I just, when you take a look at like Lord of the Rings and you go and you stack it up against other, movies or things of that nature, right? Star Wars, what else is like?
Hold on. I need to go and grab the shovel because you're just digging your fucking I'll be right back.
Get your ass back here. I'm just saying that I don't think that, like, out of all of the ones that you can, Marvel, fucking whatever else, that Lord of the Rings being the one that you want to tap into, I get it. Like, but I don't think that it's that great of a lore to go into and continue to grab from. Like, I'm
Steven, oh
I
God.
just
Lord of the Rings will still be around
You're
with
right.
you
You're
when
right.
you are dead and gone.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And guess what? They're going to continue to be making
God.
shit games like Gollum that are fucking terrible that nobody likes, and people are going to eventually wise up and go, you know what? Why? Bro, if anybody here can sit there and tell me that the Hobbit movie was fucking good, that the Hobbit, bro, you're fucking
Hobbit was amazing, man. Desolation of Smog was great, dude.
That movie was garbage.
You're crazy.
The fucking book was not anywhere
You're
as
crazy,
close to being
bro.
as good. I'm just saying, bro. I don't care.
You are
fucking
crazy,
come at
man.
me. Come at me, bro.
Sinning on Twitter. Go.
Bro, at F1N3N, bring it. I am more than happy to have this debate.
Please.
I do not.
Just remember, this is Sinning. This isn't the opinions of the entire podcast. Please don't bring anything of what he has to say. Don't. None of his opinions are what the podcast has.
I've only got to argue with. So the nice thing is I've only got to argue with one person now. So like right now, it's the perfect time for me to be able to bring this up. I'm just sorry. Like again, I'm not hating anybody for liking it. You guys can like what you like and think that it's great. Great, it's phenomenal for you. But I'm telling you, they just need to stop. Let this fucking thing go. Like they have tried an MMO, it didn't work. They tried multiple different games, it did not work. They have tried multiple different spin-offs, it didn't work. They have tried multiple different other, continuing to do things, it doesn't work. I'll say the same thing about Game of Thrones. Like, bro, at a certain point, just stop. Like, it is okay to just let something be and be out there, right? Lord of the Rings, the initial trilogy,
no, he's
just stops, bro. I'm just saying.
We're gonna get people are gonna fucking downvote this fucking video so hard.
I don't care. I'm not wrong.
Oh shit. Yeah, I think you are. You were very badly wrong, sir.
Well, okay, Lord of the Rings is such a great franchise that they had to have fucking ChatGPT write their own fucking apology letter because they couldn't do it themselves. I'm just saying.
No, Lord of the Rings wasn't the cause of this. It was the developers of Golem that did this. Don't put this on Lord of the Rings. Don't put this on Tolkien.
This is like Steven Spielberg going and saying that E.T. was a great fucking game when it was trash, bro. Lord of the Rings, I'm just saying, Tolkien, whoever owns the franchise, maybe just let your fucking franchise go. Like, it's okay. You got enough out of it. It's fun. It's fucking done. We don't need anything else. Let's move on. So... Anyway, all Modern Fantasy is not founded in fucking Lord of the Rings. You are crazy.
Are you done burying yourself in a hole
no,
you can't
now
get
I'm
out?
arguing. Now I'm arguing with chat. I don't have anybody else to argue with, so I'm arguing with chat.
Oh shit.
M Stevens 90 in our chat is fucking wrong. I'm sorry. All Modern Fantasy is not founded on Lord of the Rings. You are absolutely incorrect. That is not where fucking fantasy started. It was not from J.R.R. Tolkien or whatever his name is. J.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, you get it.
So I'm just saying.
Oh god.
Anyway, all right. Well, that was heated. Let's talk about
that was only heated. That was a one-side heated, man. I stayed out of that shit.
Oh wait, did you put this in? About
yes,
yeah.
About AI?
Okay.
I put that one in. Yeah, just to
like,
piggyback off of that AI.
Okay.
This was literally like today. So kind of interesting. Yeah, so CD Projekt Red, just going off of what we just talked about with Golem using AI. This was a good use of AI in my opinion, and it was a better use of AI than having it write your apology letter. Apparently, CD Projekt Red, if you guys don't know who this voice actor is, and I'm gonna completely murder his name. It's Milogost Rezek, I think Rezek. I'm sorry I murdered his name.
He was Victor.
He was Victor. He was the first Ripper Doc that you meet in the game, which honestly, amazing fucking job. Victor is honestly one of my favorite characters. Right beside like the main character, obviously Jackie and V are two. I think that those two, all of their voice actors did a phenomenal job. Both the male version and female version of V. But this guy, like top notch. Like he's been in a lot more projects other than this. He did a lot of voice acting for Witcher 3 and the Witcher games, everything like that. But he unfortunately passed away shortly after Cyberpunk 2077 released. So unfortunately, you know, it's a sad thing. I my heart goes out to his family and everything like that, and it sucks. But the good thing about it is that like instead of like most studios, what they would have done was just go out and cast somebody that sounds fairly identical to him, right? They would just went out there and did a recast for the voice. But because he was such a pivotal role in the actual like main storyline, instead what they did is they got the family's permission to use AI to clone his voice. And so every bit of dialogue that Victor has in the new DLC and everything like that, that's all done through AI voice modulation and AI voice cloning. So
That's cool.
really good use in my personal opinion. It's still one of those things that like I'm still very scared that this is what people can do with AI, right? Like this makes me very frightened of like voice actors in general. For I should say for voice act. Not I'm not scared of voice actors, obviously, but scared for voice actors in general for the foreseeable future. You know, because like if it's this easy to just go in and clone somebody's voice, what happens at that point? You know, there's no reason to have voice actors at that point if you have that kind of a technology. But to me, this is a really good use, and the fact that they got the family's permission, and I think that any monetary value that came from it, they gave to the family as well. Like that's huge to me. Like this is a really good way of using AI, in my opinion. Like this, and some of the other uses of AI when it comes down to like what we use it for with like video editing, everything like that. I think that this is a really good use of AI. So just piggybacking off of the bad use of AI to 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 generate an apology letter for having a really shit game. This is what you should be using AI for.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think that I think it's really cool that they at least they got the family's permission, and you know, I think
Yeah.
I hope that the family saw that as like a tribute.
I think I think they did. I'm pretty sure. Like if you read through that engage.net later on, like go and check out the actual article because there's a lot of really cool information in there. But yeah, they say that like the family was really excited for it. They kind of go into like they went to 11 Labs, which is it's a universal dubbing like a universal dubbing program. They're actually the people that's took Mark Hamill's voice and made it younger for his appearance in Boba Fett, or not Boba Fett, Mandalorian.
So no, that's
Like
no
the new Star
series that
Wars
needs to
stuff.
die. Star Wars. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
just hot takes left and right tonight. Holy shit! Yeah. So I think that's a really good use for AI. This is like a very very good instance of like this should be what AI is used for right here. So
Yeah. No, absolutely 100% agree. I mean there are benefits to AI.
for sure, yeah.
You know, and
As long as it's used as a tool, honestly, like a tool, and as long as it's used as for good, for
Right.
you know,
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, something else that a lot of people would say, I don't know if we necessarily need, and maybe it's for the good. Redfall got a massive update.
I saw this. I actually this might be one of the games that I go back and check out to see just how good, because like I've heard good things about it. Like I've heard a lot of people saying that like it makes the game okay. It makes the game decent now. So
I mean, look, it took their numbers up from 3 to 6 and doubled their numbers. It's great.
there you go.
So, Redfall, if you're unfamiliar with it, was a game that kind of came out from Bethesda and Xbox, and this was like, you know, from Arcane Studios, the guy that did Dishonored. Like it had the bones. Like I think there are very good bones in Redfall, and
Yeah,
actually,
I've said that from the start that I think that Redfall has really good, like a really good back end and a really good like spine for a decent game. You know.
and here's what I would say. Like a lot of people will come out and be like, why the fuck are they still working on Redfall? They should be working on something else. And I would challenge you to say no. Like that is Lord of the Rings thought. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That is I think a really bad way of thinking. And that's how we've gotten into this kind of hellscape, which is just like, oh, bad games come out, fuck them, dump them, and move to the next. You know, hey, I commend Microsoft and Arcane and Bethesda for saying, no, we are going to make Redfall a game that is, you know, going to be successful and it's going to be around, and they're going to do it. I mean, we need more swan songs like No Man's Sky. We need more games that have
Do you think Do you honestly think this will be a No Man's Sky
I do.
remake though?
I mean, I think that, you look at like they did like Final Fantasy 14, what Final Fantasy 14 was before it is, A Realm Reborn was bad, man. Like
Yeah.
I played it and it was bad.
I
And,
agree. Yeah.
and you then had No Man's Sky and it became better, right? You have had, there's got to be other games out there that have kind of done this, right? And have become
Not really. No, that's why I'm asking the question. Is like we have never seen a fall from grace like that of like Final Fantasy 14 or like that of No Man's Sky, and then a redemption like those two games. Those two games are very unique in that perspective when it comes down to
I
like
feel like there's another
they
one
put
out
the
there.
work in, right?
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, there's very few games that do that, and that's the only question that I have is like I'm not sure that Redfall has it in them to pull that off. Like I'm not saying that like Phil Spencer and Microsoft and Bethesda and what's the studio's name again?
Arcane.
Arcane. I'm not saying that they don't care. Like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they don't care, and I'm pretty sure that like I personally feel that like Phil is dedicated to making this game a good game, but I don't think that it's going to be anywhere near like No Man's Sky.
I don't know. I do. I think
Or Final Fantasy 14.
If you look at some of the interview that they had with I forgot it's not Game Informer, but they sat down and talked to somebody else and about Redfall. He like specifically said like, look, like this is not a game that we're giving up on. This is a game that in 10 years, I think he's a little exaggerating on that. I would say like 5 years, he are still going to come back to and still play and turn on and boot up and go to, right? So
yeah,
I think Destiny. I think you could conclude Destiny in that because I think Destiny had a very rocky start.
Are we talking Destiny or Destiny 2? Because I think Destiny fell backwards. I think Destiny went from being good and fell into the shithole.
I mean, I would say both. I think both games had a really rough like kind of start and then became better, and then where they went after that is different. But I'm just saying they did have this kind of increase. Like, are you going to have a pure No Man's Sky? I don't know, right? I don't know if you can have. I don't think Redfall will be what we know of Redfall in 2-3 years, right? I think it will be something Redfall, like we will look back and be like, oh yeah, that I remember some of that. Like, that kind of feels like some of the old Redfall jank that was there, but I don't think that it's going to be what we know as Redfall today. I think that I would bet you it's going to become, I almost bet that there's going to be some type of PvP element because that's a way that you're going to keep online games like this, live service games going. I bet you that it'll become a more of an MMO aspect with more vibrant, like more people in the world, not just only your select group. I think it's going to be a very different game.
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll have any of that.
I do. I hope it does. I mean, I really do.
Bethesda struggles with online already, and Arcane Studios has done one game that had online and it failed miserably.
I don't think I would say it failed. Are you talking about
that one with the I can't remember what
Son
it was
of
like.
a bitch.
It was like the timey-wimey bullshit.
Like there was a time heist thing. It was really cool.
Yeah.
They just
but it failed. It failed miserably. Like it did not do well.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I'll see that it. I mean, it didn't do well.
I'm not saying that it wasn't a decent game. I liked the base, like again, like just like Redfall, like it had good bones, like it had a good backbone to it. It's just the implementation didn't work, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do. I hope that Redfall we get to see a redemption arc. I want to see it become more.
It would be nice.
This is a step in the right direction. Basically, what they did fix was they went in and they did a bunch of performance updates. They enabled 60 FPS.
That's what I was about to say. One of the biggest ones was the 60 FPS performance patch for Xbox Series S and X. So that's huge.
Collision issues, accessibility issue, things, user interface issues. Basically, they changed gameplay with like going in and making like stealth takedowns better and combat better. I mean, this is a very big overhaul. We should honestly go back and try it and just give it a shot and see what it looks like now.
Yeah,
compared
I was thinking about it. Like I really want it when it first released, like this info or the news first dropped. I was like, I might actually have to go because I enjoyed Redfall for what it was. Like I know
Right.
that a lot of you guys said that you didn't enjoy it. I think it was just me and you actually that played it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think Sarvi tried to play it, but I don't think he could. So
Was it? It might have. I don't remember Scruffy ever joining
I don't know.
this.
Maybe
but yeah,
not.
Like
I don't know.
like I enjoyed it for what it was, right? But I also wasn't going into it thinking that it was going to be anything more than, you know, Dishonored
was,
with
right, yeah.
vampires. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyway, so if you have Game Pass, try it out. Again, go back to it. I would continue
Again,
to go back to it.
great use of Game Pass, man.
Yeah,
Amazing
absolutely.
use of Game Pass. Like
Absolutely. Well, that wraps up the news section of the show. We are going to go into our quick hits. These are things that your first time here, that we kind of deem as newsworthy, but maybe not something that we need to sit down and have a huge, long discussion about. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 open beta starts tomorrow. For anybody that wants to try that for free, you can. It's running from the 14th to the 16th. You can do it on PC, Xbox, and PS5 or PlayStation. OG Fortnite map is possibly coming back to Fortnite. They've been teasing this. I think it's a cool, like, again,
I don't even know what that means. Like what is
like
OG
the
Fortnite?
the
map?
original like
Are
tilted,
they
tilted
talking
towers,
are-
like very first?
Okay, so
like,
they're
very
talking
first
they're
map.
talking about like the actual map from Fortnite, the multiplayer, not like the map from the single player base
No,
defense.
no,
right?
no.
Okay.
The multiplayer, yeah, the BR.
Oh, okay, I understand now.
Going back to that. So that's kind of cool. Got some people excited. If you wanted to wail on a game, Overwatch 2 Diablo 4 bundle.
Not yet.
comes
Give it a
out.
couple more years.
$40. $40 for this.
Crazy, dude.
If you want to go and grab that up, which is
Well,
wild.
And it's like the bundle isn't just like $40. Like I was looking more into this. Like the bundle itself, it's for the it's for the premium game pass or whatever it is, the premium like pass,
Pass or
you
whatever?
buy,
Yeah.
the battle pass. Yeah. The problem with it is it's $40 for the premium pass, but like the Lilith skin, which is what everybody's gonna be going for, honestly. Though I will say that the I think it's the Inarius skin for Reinhardt does look pretty decent. Like I'm not.
So I think the Lilith skin looks not bad.
The Lilith skin looks pretty good too. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but like I'm pretty sure that the Lilith skin is locked to like the final gift or whatever. Yeah, the final unlock, right? So like you're paying $40. On top of that, you're gonna be grinding for hours and hours and hours and hours, right? So you really have to like Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 for this.
It's here's the thing about it, right? Like that blows me away with it is that's expensive as shit.
Yeah.
And I just like I've spent, don't get me wrong, I've spent a lot of money on a lot of games and a lot of skins and things. I don't understand, like, seeing Inarius and seeing Lilith with guns. Like,
Yeah,
and like
it's
Call, like
weird.
I guess in
At
Call of
least-
Duty, it
yeah,
doesn't.
that's what I was about to say. It looks weird in Call of Duty, but at least in Overwatch 2, at least like it fits because the person that they have the
Moira.
Lilith skin on is Moira, and she doesn't
Right.
have a weapon. She just has her hands, right?
Right.
So it kind of makes sense, right? And the Inarius skin is on Reinhardt, which he walks around with a giant hammer. Obviously, Inarius doesn't walk around with a hammer; he walks around with a spear. But it
Right.
fits at least. Whereas like
In COD, it's weird, man.
Lilith carrying around an M16 or an
Yeah, MP5 is
an
fucking
AR-15
odd,
or an
dude.
AR-14 or something. It's just it looks fucking weird, and like the models don't fit. Like the weapon is floating like 4 inches off her fucking chest because it doesn't conform. It's
Yeah,
it's technically just being molded onto the existing player skin. Right? It looks weird. It's just
Yeah.
it doesn't look good.
Yep. So I don't know, man. I don't necessarily agree with all these type of crossovers. It's like cool. You want to put
Yeah.
Inarius and like Lilith in a fighting game, like Mortal Kombat? I'm down, bro. Like I
Yeah,
think that'd be
it's-
dope. But
I don't know, man.
it's weird.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
Lords of the Fallen did release today. For anybody that is interested
saw
in that game,
Yeah.
Souls like it is getting some terrible reviews.
Is he getting
Um,
tanked?
Yeah,
That's not
it's-
surprising,
It's
honestly.
pretty rough right now. So that did come out today. If you're interested in that, that is the sequel to Lords of the Fallen. So Yep, you heard me right. I'm not dumb. Lords of the Fallen is the sequel to Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Last year's Lords
Makes
of the Fallen.
sense to me, man.
Sure. Dead Island 2 DLC drops next month. I'm actually excited. This I really want to go back to this game. I do want to go back and play it. It is an Epic exclusive, but
Yeah.
that game is a lot of fun. But the new DLC drops next month, so if you're interested in Dead Island 2, go
I'm
try that
I'm
out.
curious if that's going to drop right around because like hasn't it's been out for a year, hasn't it?
No, not even close.
Dead Island 2?
Dead Island 2 has not been out for a year, dude. It came out this year.
I'm not saying that it's been out for a full year, but it's getting close to a year, right? Dead Island 2
No,
release
I don't
date.
think so, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's been out for like 5 or 6 months at least. April? Maybe not then. Yeah, April
Yeah, I was
21st.
gonna say it's like summer is when it came out. So
It's been 6 months, yeah. And I'm curious what their exclusivity contract is on that, and if this new DLC will line up with a Steam drop as well.
don't you already own it on Epic?
I
got
was
gifted?
gifted it. Yeah,
I
was
know,
gifted it, but
You
I'm
were
not-
gifted. I got it. I'm not
I was
fucking
gifted
saying
it,
him.
goddammit,
Buy it.
don't
Chill.
you fucking besmirch my fucking.
Oh my god.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, excuse me. And then X Defiant, I had to correct Enigma here. X Defiant is delayed. The preseason for X Defiant was originally we thought it was gonna be coming out the 17th. It got pushed because of bug issues and it didn't pass cert for Microsoft and Sony, so it got delayed. They had an open beta around the same time to try it out and test the servers. I thought it played great. People came back with some feedback, completely fine. I am not the end all be all answer. So people they didn't necessarily like some of the feeling of it. So the developer said, hey, you know what? We're going to delay it. We're going to delay. I will tell you right now that there is some clickbait bullshit that's out there that is saying this game's delayed indefinitely. Nowhere on any form of interview, paperwork, or anything like that the Ubisoft developer of X Defiant come out and say that the fucking game is delayed indefinitely. It is the preseason of the launch is delayed.
I mean, they didn't give a release date.
Right, but that doesn't mean it's delayed indefinitely.
So, yeah, it does actually. That's what indefinitely means. There's nothing telling you when it's releasing. So,
but indefinitely,
technically, it is released or it is delayed indefinitely at the moment, at least until they give more information.
That is such a twisted wordsmith way of saying something. It is not delayed indefinitely. It is delayed.
I agree.
It is delayed until further notice. It does not mean indefinitely. It is not. I do not think it's going to go. That game will not go the way of fucking Hyenas or Last of Us Factions or whatever the fuck that was that got canceled. That game is
really quickly. I just want to give you just I know that you know this, but indefinitely the definition says in an indefinite manner or degree without any settled limitation, vaguely, not with certainty or exactness. So,
oh my god, it's
delayed indefinitely.
It is a clickbait bullshit title, bro.
I agree with you
and I
completely.
fully expect us to use it to get clicks. And any way, shape, or form, that game I guarantee will release. But
I'm surprised that again, honestly, I'm just gonna go off here and say that again, like you can't release that game, but you can release fucking Golem. I don't understand it, man. What's the gaming world come to? I don't
because nobody cares about Lord of the Rings.
Man. Well, obviously somebody cares, or else they wouldn't have been able to release it, sir.
Oh man, I'm kidding. I gotta save face with my one fucking viewer that comes and watches me all the time.
Stevens,
please don't leave me, bro.
Paid for. Yeah, this is what you paid for, man. Like you
don't
want to
me.
give
I
him
love
more
you.
money?
I love you. No, I'm happy that all of you guys like Lord of the Rings. I am ecstatic for you guys. I just don't understand it. It's just not my thing. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's the show. Wrapped it up. We got close to. We're a little bit under our timeline, but there's only two of us.
Remember, we only got two of us. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised that we made it even close to the ending. Like, honestly, I was curious if we were only going to do like an hour and a half show tonight. So
yeah. So we got.
We're pretty good at
stalling.
We're pretty good about making shit up on the fly.
Hey, it gives me time to rant and rave. I can cook if I don't have a timeline. So, but if you guys are interested in joining us live, we do this, like I said, normally Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch and YouTube. You can also, okay. You can also catch us at the after show, or after. You can catch us after the show. What? What are you doing?
Like the Discord was going weird, bro. I couldn't hear you. You went robotic.
Okay, well, fucked me up all the hell. So if you want to watch the show after the fact, you can go and get it on any of your podcast apps, any on Spotify, on YouTube. Go check out our shorts. Enigma and Bill do an amazing job there, cutting up the content. But we should be back next week on Thursday. Again, I will not be hosting the show. Enigma will be taking over as kind of director.
I'm gonna make Bill. I'm gonna make
Sure.
Bill or Scruffy do it.
Sure, make
Scruffy,
them do it.
This is your punishment, sir.
This is
You
one of
get a
them do
host
it.
next week. Yeah.
But I will be here either in remotely from TwitchCon, or I will not be on next week's show, and then you guys can have me back on the show following that. But
as long as he doesn't get fucking the bubonic plague or something.
bro, I'm trying.
TwitchCon.
Speaking of which, I got that as a reminder. I have to order fucking masks. Thank you. But hope you guys all enjoyed the show.
I expect you to order one of those like German
bubble
full
suit?
face masks,
Yeah.
like the full face like replaceable shit that you get in Stalker, right? Like that's the kind of face
Yeah.
mask.
So you want me in
walking around.
a fucking bubble suit, a containment?
Yes.
Fucking suit. Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I'll just cosplay. I could just cosplay as someone from
There
Stalker.
you go. Yeah, this
It
is
makes
cosplay
sense.
as Bubble Boy meets
Yeah.
Stalker.
There we go. Anyway, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We had fun doing it, and we will be back next week. Same time, well, not same time, same place, because it's Friday.
Yes,
we will
it'll
be at
be
the proper
Thursday.
time, proper place.
Normal time, normal place.
Next week. But y'all have a wonderful, amazing night, and I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hasta luego.
Installation.